The story of Emmitt is getting twisted and twisted. We are finally finding out the truth. Stay tuned. Welcome back, y'all. My name is Amira. This is Raising That and Junior Miss, where we discuss movies, TVs, and sitcoms. We do commentary as well, and we react to trailers. Today, we're going to discuss the third and fourth episode of Movement of Women, based around the Emmett Till tragedy and the things that his mother went through and endured to seek justice for her son. The next two episodes was called Let the People See and Manhunt. And it says it means exactly what it means. The first episode is Let the People See. And it picks right on up where the funeral arrangement is being held, the way it's being held, and the decision that she had decided to open the casket and let the world see Bobo in his true form, or how she received his body. She would get a lot of pushback from a lot of people on why she should not show him the way that he had been tortured. And she said that if it happened to her child, it can happen to anyone's child. So she made it her business to make sure that she showed the world what occurred to her 14-year-old son. Now, in the last review, I forgot to include that when Bobo body was found, it was found in a different county. It was originally found in Clarence Schreider, which is the sheriff of another county, Chattahoochee, over the Chattahoochee River, and it fell in his county. And the reason I'm bringing him up in this review is that he is very adamant on by covering up this body, to the fact that he when they pulled Bobo out the water, he made the executive decision to say that he was going to bury Bobo in Mississippi without even acknowledging the mom, without even consulting with the mom on what she wanted to do with her child remains. However, the uncle worked it out with the funeral home to smuggle his body back home. But now Sheriff Scrafford is now showing why he was so adamant about putting those bodies in the ground. And the next two episodes, he is very, very upfront on how he feels about this case, because he thinks that the other sheriff that initially the case should have been the county it should have been seen in should close their case because of a major item that was found in the case, which was a cotton gin fan. And I'm pretty sure that cotton gin fan that they found around Emmitt Till, aka Bobo neck, I'm pretty sure it was tied to him, because he was so adamant about them and this cotton gin fan that he did not want that fan to be moved to another district. He needed all the evidence to stay in his district. So the day of the funeral, Bobo mom made the executive decision to pop that box open, put a piece of glass on top of him to allow the world to see how his mangled body had been his body had been tortured and mangled up. And the funeral director asked her, can he do any kind of fixes to the body, and she was very adamant on them not touching the body, leaving it exactly how she received it, so that the world, 10,000 plus, can observe her child in the way that he was given to her. Okay, so this is where the story really get really fishy for me. So now they do a lot of rumors back then, a lot of gossiping. Now it is said that it was two black boys involved in Emmitt Till death, and no one could identify them, but people saw them with Emmitt Till and the two suspects, which is very, 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 very suspect me. I will believe that they was with them, but I don't believe they harmed him. I don't. Hey, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it doesn't seem right. But um, this why I think that the sheriff Strider has some kind of dealing with the situation. The day of the court, Mammy and the whole prosecuting the party, they left for the day, and she's walking down the street, and she looks in the cafe, and she see the sheriff Strider and the two defendants sitting down having lunch, like it was a good old Sunday afternoon. And I can never imagine the pain that probably ran through this woman to see the sheriff sitting with the two men that are being accused of killing her son. So it also, in the first episode, it showed you how black people in general came together to show and support each other. Because when she did the funeral, over 10,000 people showed up in the heat to see Bobo for the last time. And her mom, it also showed you that her mom and her uncle, how when you get to a certain age, you're set in your ways. Because her mom was very adamant on her not going to Mississippi to seek justice, because in her heart it's like, I lost my only grandson. I cannot bear with the pain of losing my daughter. But her daughter was very adamant about fighting for justice for her son and other kids that are like her son and other people that look like her son. So in the next episode, Manhunt, it sounds just like it sounds, Manhunt. They was very they were looking for the two guys that actually witnessed the torture of Emmitt Till in the barn. But what makes this situation very very peculiar to me is that happened in another county. And since it happened in another county, the case should have been moved to another that county that it happened in, because they don't know that he was killed in Stratford County. They just know Stratford County. They just know they found him in Stratford County. So what me, my them, and mommy and the the NAACP and Mega Evans and Simone Booker, they was trying their best to prove that Emmett Till was killed in Yellowstone County, not Tallahatchie County. So he done went from one county to three counties. And eventually, the day of court, the judge sided with allowing those witnesses that said they seen Bobo in his last hours to testify, but they refused to move the case. And I know for a fact that the reason why they didn't move the case is because they knew that they would not win this case if they did move it. That's what they was hoping for. it This is a good episode. These are two good episodes because it showed you how black people had to be, like, the mom had to be smuggled into Mississippi because she started getting death threats on the phone. uh she had spoke to her uncle, so their relationship is at a teeter-totter. I like that the episode, the part where he finally stood up and raised his head up and took a chance to look them in their eyes, like they was told back then, you don't look them in their eyes. And he finally did. He looked them in their eyes when he testified, when they were trying to mix up his word and say, well, you told me this and you told me that, and they was trying their best to make him angry, make him blow a fuse, but he held his composure and held on to his statement, is that the two defendants came into my home, took my nephew. I heard a light voice. He kept on saying light voice, which he mean a woman voice saying that's him when they asked to identify if that was Bobo was the person. So it placed not only it placed Ryan Bryan at the scene, it placed Carolyn Bryan at the scene, and I paid attention to when Carol Bryan and they came in with their kids. Uh, Bobo mom was looking at the kids and she was smiling, and she looked up, and when she looked up, she looked right into Carolyn Bryan's face, and it's like it's like a light bulb went off in her head, and I I'm pretty sure that Carolyn Bryan was the one that called Bobo mom with the bomb threat on the phone when she was sitting down writing out her she was sitting at the table writing her statement out that she was getting ready to say at a speech, a conference or whatever, and she got a call from a woman that said, if you come down here from Chicago, we're gonna have a bomb waiting for you. So overall, this story is coming to the light. We're hearing things that we never heard before. Even the NAACP, they how they have. I mean, they went over and beyond for this case, especially Samoa Booker, uh, who she went out in the field and played like she was a sharecropper to talk to the people to get them to testify on Bobo half. I'm just amazed at the information that we didn't learn in school that you're learning in this series. But that's my review on this. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure you thumbs up the video. Also, leave a comment on something because this is a lot to ingest. So if there's a part that I left out, leave it in the comment box below. Till next time, I'm Amir. This is RaceNet Junior Miss. I'll let you later. Peace.